Have you ever wondered why some moments feel like more than coincidence? Why a passing thought becomes reality? Or how your emotions seem to ripple into the world around you? Everything you've been told about the limits of your mind is incomplete. We've been raised to believe that our thoughts stay inside our heads, that our lives are shaped only by what we do. But what if the real power lies in something else entirely? A force science is just beginning to understand. A field that connects your heart to the universe, your mind to matter, your past to your potential. What you're about to discover might undo everything you believed was possible, because the truth is, you're not separate from anything. Not from other people, not from the events in your life, not even from the universe itself. You are woven into something bigger, a hidden network of energy, vibrating, responding, aligning. And when you understand how it works, really understand it, you'll begin to see that every thought, every feeling, every inner shift echoes far beyond you. This is not mysticism, it's not fantasy, it's real, and it's been quietly proven in the lab by physicists, neuroscientists, and researchers who dared to question the rules of reality. So let's go there. Let's walk through the veil. Let's uncover how your mind, your emotions, and your subconscious shape the world you live in, whether you know it or not. Because once you understand the code, you can begin to rewrite your life. In 1935, Albert Einstein, along with Boris Podolsky and Nathan Rosen, described a paradox. Two particles, once connected, seem to remain bonded even when separated by vast distances. Change the state of one, and the other reacts instantly. No signal, no delay. Einstein hated it. He called it spooky action at a distance. But decades later, in a groundbreaking experiment by Alain Aspect in 1982, it was proven. Quantum entanglement is real. And now, we ask the question no one dared ask out loud. If particles can remain connected, what about people? What about emotions, thoughts, dreams, intentions? What if entanglement is not just a feature of subatomic particles, but a blueprint for human connection, for intuition, for manifestation? Because if every atom in your body once belonged to a star, then who's to say you're not still entangled with the cosmos? Every culture in human history has described it. The Akashic field, chi, prana, ether. Modern science gives it another name, the quantum field, a vast invisible sea of energy that exists beneath everything you can see, touch, or measure. And here's the part that changes everything. Your mind interacts with this field every second of every day. Not just through actions, not just through words, but through intention. Scientists once believed that particles were solid, tiny building blocks like marbles. But when they looked closer, they found something stranger. Particles aren't solid. They're waves of probability. They don't exist in any one place until consciousness interacts with them. That's right. Consciousness collapses potential into reality. You're not just observing the universe, you're activating it. Every thought sends a ripple through the quantum field. Every emotion, a vibration that resonates across time and space. And when those ripples meet other energies that match their frequency, something powerful happens. Reality rearranges. You've been taught that your subconscious is a storage unit. But what if it's actually a transmitter? Every memory you hold, every belief buried deep within you, they vibrate. They emit frequencies. And those frequencies interact with the field around you. Not metaphorically, literally. Research at the HeartMath Institute has shown that your heart produces an electromagnetic field several feet beyond your body. And this field changes based on your emotional state. Your sadness, your fear, your joy, they don't stay inside. They broadcast. And your subconscious is the operator behind it all. Now imagine this. You were programmed as a child by words, by emotions, by trauma, by repetition. And those programs became your default frequency, which means the world you see today is just the echo of beliefs you didn't choose. But you can rewrite the frequency. And when you do, the entire universe begins to respond differently. Most people walk through life believing they are in control. They make plans, they set goals, they decide to change. But underneath all that conscious effort, something else is running the show. Silently, automatically, relentlessly. It's called the subconscious. And here's the shocking part. According to neuroscientists like Dr. Bruce Lipton, 95% of your decisions, reactions, and behaviors are not conscious. They're automatic programs installed during your earliest years, before you even had the ability to think critically. From birth to around age 7, your brain operates in a theta state. That's the same state adults enter during deep hypnosis. This means that in childhood, everything goes in unfiltered. The words your parents said, the emotions they showed, the way you were rewarded or punished, these moments became the architecture of your reality, not because they were true, but because they were repeated, and repetition is the language of the subconscious. So now, as an adult, you might say, I want to be wealthy, but your subconscious remembers being told that money is evil. You might want love, but your subconscious equates closeness with danger. You might crave freedom, but every time you had a dream, someone told you to be realistic. So you self-sabotage, not because you're weak, but because you're loyal to the programming. But here's the truth most people never realize. The subconscious can be reprogrammed, not with willpower, not with logic, but with frequency, with emotion, with new repeated experience. Because while your conscious mind speaks in language, your subconscious speaks in vibration. Here's something we all have in common: pain, loss, rejection, fear, betrayal. These emotions shape us, but they don't have to break us. You see, emotions are not your enemy. They are energy in motion. The problem is not the emotion itself, it's the suppression of it. When you suppress sadness, it calcifies in the body. When you avoid fear, it lingers in the subconscious. When you run from anger, it leaks out in sabotage. But when you face emotion, when you breathe into it, feel it fully, and let it flow, something miraculous happens. It transforms. Fear becomes clarity. Sadness becomes empathy. Anger becomes momentum. This is emotional alchemy, the sacred process of taking raw emotion and transmuting it into spiritual fuel. And it's one of the most powerful ways to change your vibration, because the field responds more to emotion than thought. A thought without emotion is weak, but a thought infused with feeling, that's creation, that's manifestation. Everything in the universe vibrates, from the spinning atoms of your cells to the furthest galaxy. Existence itself is a symphony of frequencies, and your thoughts are part of that symphony. They are not invisible, harmless ideas. They are energy. They carry weight. A thought, especially one charged with emotion, creates an electromagnetic pulse, and these pulses ripple outward into the quantum field. This is where the law of attraction becomes more than a catchphrase. It becomes physics. When your thoughts are aligned with gratitude, trust, abundance, and love, you emit a high frequency. And according to studies in quantum resonance, high-frequency energy attracts experiences of the same nature. But when your thoughts are stuck in fear, shame, doubt, and worry, your vibration lowers, and so do your outcomes. This isn't karma, this isn't morality, this is alignment. You are a tuning fork, and the universe responds to your tone. One of the greatest breakthroughs in energy science comes from the discovery of coherence. Coherence happens when your heart and your brain sync into the same frequency. When your thoughts match your emotions. When your logic aligns with your intuition. This state is measurable using HRV, heart rate variability monitors. And in this state, people report deeper clarity, stronger intuition, increased healing, and greater manifestation results. When you think, I am worthy, but feel doubt, there is no coherence. When you think, I am abundant, but feel fear, the signal is scrambled. But when you think it, and feel it, and believe it, your body enters resonance. And in that resonance, the quantum field begins to respond with incredible precision. Opportunities, ideas, encounters, all arriving as if by magic, but really by frequency. You're not asking the universe, you're joining it. You're becoming a match, and coherence is the key.